Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to a book haul, and this is going to be one of my last book hauls for a little while because I'm going to start doing a no-buy challenge for books for the start of 2023. I have challenged myself to do this for 3 months, so for January, February and March, and then when I get to that stage I'm going to reevaluate and see if I want to continue on with it or not. But more about that later. Let's just dive straight into the books. So the first one I purchased for myself, and this is the only book I've purchased for myself, and that is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. Now, the reason I have this one is because Emily over at Books with Emily Fox recommended this one, and it was one of her favourite books of 2022. It's a post-apocalyptic kind of science fiction novel, and she absolutely loved it, and I just thought it sounded right up my street, and just, yeah, really looking forward to reading this one. I would definitely like to get to this one sooner rather than later. So I always like to keep track of how much I spend on books in a year, and this one cost me £8.15, so that's my starting total for 2023. And yeah, I was just so excited to pick this one up. Emily always has the best science fiction recommendations. So yeah, very much looking forward to this one. So the next ones that I've purchased, I didn't buy them for myself. I bought them as presents for my dad, but I wanted to include them as my kind of total of how much I've spent on books, because I am obviously going to read these two after him. So it wouldn't have been a fair assessment if I don't include them. So the first one I purchased for him, and I got these for Christmas for him. I got 2 books. This one is Keep It in the Family by John Mars, and this is one of his newer releases, and we have both read What Lies Between Us by him, and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of shocking and it was kind of over the top, and it was really good though. It was really well done and I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward just to more of the same with this one. I do enjoy his writing style. He does write thrillers really well, and he has some excellent twists. That What Lies Between Us just kept me guessing. It was a wild ride. That's how I would describe that book. So I'm expecting this one is going to be similar, and this is about a couple who are living in a house, and she falls pregnant, and then she starts seeing some kind of spooky things in the house that bother her. So yeah, that was that one, and this one cost me £4.99. And then the last book that I purchased myself is this one, The Apartment Upstairs by Lesley. Now, I have read one of her other novels, and that is The Rumour, and I enjoyed that one. I thought it was good. But to be honest, I can't 100% remember all that much about it. But when I saw this in the charity shop in an Oxfam, and it was pretty much just brand new, really good condition, and I recognised her name, the author, and I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna pick it up, give it a whirl. So this one was £3.99, and I thought my dad does kind of like thrillers, and I know he didn't read The Rumour, so he might enjoy this one. And it was just one of those ones where I recognised the author and thought, this is such a beautiful book in perfect condition, and all the money's going to charity anyway. So yeah, this one sounds good as well, and it'll be interesting to read more by that author. And now these are the ones that I haven't spent any money on. So this one is The Power by Naomi, Alderman, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this. It's another kind of science fiction dystopian book, and in this one, all over the world, women are discovering they have the power. With a flick of the fingers, they can inflict terrible pain, even death. Suddenly every man on the planet finds they've lost control. I just love science fiction and dystopian novels. So it was at the work book swap that we have. So I put one of my books there and I picked up this one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I've heard some potentially controversial things about it, but I didn't want to get into it in case there were spoilers. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get with this one, but looking forward to reading it. And then I have 2 more science fiction dystopian novels, and these were Christmas presents, and that is the book of Etta and the book of Flora by Meg Elison. So I read the book of the Unnamed Midwife last year, and I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best books I read in 2022, one of the best science fiction books I've ever read, probably, you know, the best kind of dystopian novel I've ever read. I will link my book review for the book of the Unnamed Midwife down below, just so you can see it. So it was so nice to get the second and third book in the series. I'm very much looking forward to reading them, and I also lent that one to my dad and he really enjoyed it as well. So we're both going to get a lot of pleasure out of these ones. And then I have two more Christmas presents. I have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Now, I have read one of her books before, and that is The Hunting Party, and I have to say, I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it 2 stars. I just thought it was really underwhelming, so I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this one a little bit more. This is obviously her more recent novel, so maybe this one's going to be a little bit better. So we're going to see. So I have this one as well. And then the final book I have is this one, which is Zoo by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. And the reason I have this one is my boyfriend and I started watching the show Zoo, and it's not good. I'm just going to say, I will preface it by saying it's not a good show. It's quite bad, it's quite corny, but we really enjoyed it. It's one of those, it was so bad that it's good. And we found out that it was based on a novel by James Patterson. Now, I've obviously heard of James Patterson. He is such a popular author. He's probably one of the biggest kind of like thriller authors out there. But I've yet to read anything by him, actually. I kind of studied a little bit of him at university. I think I had one module where we looked at some of his writings and we looked at some of the metaphors in his novels, but I've never actually read a whole book by him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Not quite sure what I'm getting myself into. I think it's definitely going to be different from my usual kind of genre. This is kind of a fun, kind of like jokey one. So we'll see what that one is like. So these are all of the books that I have acquired recently. There are 8 books here. If you have read any of them, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Which one do you think I should start with? Which ones do you think sound most interesting, most exciting? So in terms of my kind of physical TBR, you will have seen I've put up a video recently documenting my entire physical TBR, and that stood at 40 books. And now with the addition of these 8, it stands at 48 books. So that's quite a lot, and that is why I've decided to do a no-buy challenge for books. And I think, like I said, I'm going to do it for 3 months initially and then perhaps extend it. And I think just 48 books on my TBR for me personally is quite a lot of books. I can only read about 40 to 50 books a year, so it's about, you know, like literally a year's worth of reading sitting on my shelves. So yes, I would like to focus on reading the books that I actually own on my physical TBR, but also in the same way I would like to read some more books from the library. So I used to basically exclusively just go to the library, just browse the shelves, pick up books, request books that I'm excited for, and then pick them up. And I haven't done that so much because in the end of 2022, I think in October, November and December, I was focusing on books on my TBR, just trying to read the books that I actually owned, because I was absolutely neglecting them in favour of library books. But now I kind of miss the library, I miss going there, I miss browsing. So for a little while at least, I probably won't be working on my physical TBR that now stands at 48 books. I will probably just be going to my library and just picking up books that I have been interested in, books that I've kind of seen around and I just fancy reading them. And I've been really enjoying that. I have a little stack of books that I got from the library, and I'm just going to kind of work my way through them at my own kind of pace. So yeah, so these are all of the books that I have purchased, and like I say, I'm looking forward to doing my no buy challenge. I'm going to try and, you know, just bring books into my house that I am intending to read soon, like in the next month or so, and that's the only way I would break it. Now I have given myself one allowance, that is if there is a book at the book swap at work that I like the look of, I can take it and give one back in return, because technically I'm not spending any money on that. But my physical TBR will go up if I do that. So that's the only thing I'm allowing myself to do. It's like a no buy challenge. So I think like swapping is okay. So there we go. And I've also decided to do a no buy challenge for clothes in 2023 for the first 3 months, and then also like beauty items and things like that. I did do a video where I've documented all of the clothes and shoes I bought in 2022, and it was quite a lot. So I definitely want to work on that as well. So in terms of how much I am spending on books, at the end of 2022, I had spent a total of £78.67 on books, and this year I have so far spent £17.13 on books. So yes, this is going to be the last book haul I think you'll see from me for a little while. I am really looking forward to the no buy challenge. If you yourself are doing like a no buy challenge or a low buy challenge for books, definitely let me know down in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video if you've liked it, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more of me talking about books. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.